We'll start by settling the body, adopting a stable, comfortable, upright position serviceable for meditation. So we think about keeping our feet flat and our back straight, torso open, hands in the lap right over left with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open, making sure we let in enough light to remain alert. We try to maintain an awareness of not slouching, not leaning. But we also let go of any unnecessary tension or rigidity in the body, relaxing into a stable, comfortable, upright position, allowing the body to fall into place. And we begin to concentrate our awareness in the present by attending closely to the physical sensation of the air moving into and back out of the tip of the nostrils, letting go of anything else that might arise in the mind, noticing quickly when those distractions do arise in the mind, and without judgment or frustration, just lifting your awareness up from them and placing it gently but firmly again and again on the breath. And then when the mind feels more calm, we generate a broad, altruistic motivation for our time, taking a moment to intentionally widen our circle of concern, trying to embrace countless sentient beings within the field of our practice, thinking of their kindness in countless ways, not only in this, but over beginningless past lives, seeing oneself as the recipient of this incredibly vast, interconnected web of kindness, and wanting to repay that kindness, thinking that the best way to repay that kindness is to work for the benefit of all of these countless sentient beings without exception, and recognizing that that depends upon the content of one's mind, what one is genuinely deeply familiar with. So being resolved to use this time to generate new beneficial familiarities and to make effort to reduce the habituation that we already have toward states of mind that are not beneficial, states of mind that often give rise to harmful actions. I'm thinking that this is the method for genuinely being of benefit to sentient beings. And then with that motivation, we will contemplate the third and final category of unsatisfactoriness, that of all pervasive suffering. We can think back to first two categories, suffering of pain and the suffering of change, and think how they related to our relationship with things outside of ourselves. But with all pervasive suffering, the origin is one's own body and mind. And so there are some realms, other types of existence, where this is the predominant, perhaps only kind of suffering. But even in those realms, we are not free of this sort of suffering. Because no matter where the mind goes as an ordinary being, it is by definition a mind obscured by fundamental ignorance. And so in each moment, the actions that we engage in are mixed with this delusion, whether the action is positive or negative. Still, there's an underlying belief in a person engaging in the action that's real, findable, concrete, independent, self sufficient, self supporting, and a recipient that exists in that same concretized way. So while we are feeling the ripening of past karma mixed with delusion, we are actively creating new karma mixed with delusion. And in that way, only creating causes for rebirth within ordinary cyclic existence. Try to think of the implications of this existential condition, this lack of freedom that being bound to delusion necessarily has. try to generate an insight into the self-sustaining nature of all pervasive suffering, how this engine of cyclic existence is capable of never running out of fuel due to the creation of karma mixed with delusion, and how not only oneself, but all other ordinary sentient beings have wandered through these realms since beginningless time. And then try to use the insights that you have generated by contemplating the three types of suffering to provide a real fuel for your practice, recognizing that the situation is not hopeless, but fundamental ignorance is ultimately the cause of all of these types of suffering. And although we have not, up to this point, cultivated its antidote, seeing things as they are. It is possible to do so. Mm. Countless Buddhas and Bodhisattvas to try to use your understanding of suffering to motivate you in a constructive way, as it did the Buddha, to pursue, to accomplish, achieving that antidote, cultivating it in your mind, seeing it as your way out of suffering, and that which will empower you to lead others out of suffering. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And we'll dedicate. So recollect your altruistic motivation and think that by having engaged in this contemplation, you've actualized that motivation, which has generated positive energy in the mind. Maybe you freely offer the fruit of your practice, that positive energy for the benefit of all sentient beings without exception. Thinking strongly when this positive energy ripens, may it serve as a cause and condition to eliminate war, conflict, poverty, famine, disease, disasters, all painful inner and outer conditions. May it fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly meet perfect teachers and arise in the state of full enlightenment. May I too achieve this state of enlightenment in order to work for the benefit of sentient beings perfectly. May any obstacles facing the Guru's long life be completely dispelled. May I and all sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you.